A morally confused culture will speak in morally confused ways. It's a confusion on full display these days when it comes to abortion. For the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. This is Breakpoint. You know, if it weren't so jarring and tragic, the contradictory laws and language tolerated in our country about abortion would be laughable. On the one hand, we prosecute anyone who harms a pregnant woman and causes her to lose the baby, sometimes even charging them with murder. Meanwhile, that same woman could legally have her unborn child killed with no consequences just down the street. We have baby announcements, not fetus announcements, and yet most people who call themselves pro-choice insist on referring to the victim of abortion as something other than a baby. According to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a pregnant woman who's abortion-minded is not a mother, but apparently any other pregnant woman is. And then, of course, there's miscarriage, a tragedy that's familiar to millions of women in this country as well as their families. In her memoir, former First Lady Michelle Obama told about a miscarriage that she had suffered and how she grieved as if she'd lost a child, because, of course, she had. Recently, NPR highlighted Mrs. Obama's story and others like it in a segment on demystifying miscarriage. It's a powerful hour of radio. It's filled with women describing their heart-wrenching grief after losing a baby. One described it as a loss of a secret companion. Others talked of their longing to protect their tiny children even after they knew that they were gone. Tragically, our culture and our laws delegitimize the grief of miscarriage, communicating to mothers, at least indirectly and sometimes even directly, that it's no big deal. In fact, nearly all the mothers interviewed by NPR described how few people seemed to fully appreciate what they had just gone through, even shrugging off their tragedies as if they hadn't really lost something or someone precious. And incredibly, NPR even tried to make the case that restrictions on abortion have harmed women who've suffered miscarriages. This government-funded outlet ignored the government-funded industry that dehumanizes the unborn and treats their death as no big deal. In fact, a recent documentary on another government-funded media outlet, PBS, goes to even greater lengths to normalize abortion, even comparing it to miscarriage as a way of convincing viewers that it's no big deal. Who's minimizing miscarriage again? In the documentary, a mother at a Philadelphia women's center is filmed taking the abortion pill RU486 while a doctor describes the twin she's carrying as, quote, pregnancy tissue. Medical abortions are an increasingly common early form of abortion that's carried out entirely by medication. A medical abortion is very similar to inducing a miscarriage, explains the doctor, later describing the miscarriage symptoms her patient will experience when she takes the second drug to expel her baby. What an insult to the millions of women who know what a miscarriage means. Disturbingly, this mother made it clear she knew what abortion means. What I hope I feel, she said, is a sense of peace with these two beings that I've chosen not to bring into the world. Thank you for choosing me, she tells them. I'm honored to be given this gift of life, and also, I can't do it right now. Look, the attempt to sentimentalize abortion isn't just misguided and wrong. It's an insult to any woman who suffered the unchosen loss of miscarriage. More than that, it demonstrates a culpable knowledge on the part of this woman, PBS, NPR, and everyone else who's involved in this industry of death about what really happens when a doctor ends a pregnancy by abortion. That muffling gauze of medical euphemisms still cannot change what is true. Even abortive women themselves, some of whom are stricken with grief, can't suppress that knowledge either. Our prayers to end this casual destruction of life should include, on behalf of our whole nation, an acknowledgement. Father, forgive us, for we know what we're doing. The end of the fiscal year for the Colson Center is June 30. Help us begin our next fiscal year strong and help us keep the content of Breakpoint and the training programs of the Colson Center coming your way. Just go to breakpoint.org, click on the link there on the page that says Give. Again, that's breakpoint.org. Click Give to support the work of the Colson Center. I'm John Stonestreet.